Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I've put out a full review. I've been doing a lot of YouTube shorts lately, so I appreciate everyone that checks those out. But I'm back today to talk about The Flash. I was lucky enough to get an invite to a special screening event last night, and I mean, as you can tell from the backgrounds, I'm a huge fan of DC, especially Batman, so this was definitely an anticipated movie of mine this year. But let's get into The Flash. Now, I'm going to do my best to be spoiler-free as possible, just talk about some of the high-level things that really interest me and some that didn't quite interest me, but we'll get into that. But I'm going to read the IMDb synopsis. Barry Allen uses his super speed to change the past, but his attempt to save his family creates a world without superheroes, forcing him to race for his life in order to save the future. So here we have the director, Andy Muschietti, coming in. He's directed the It movies, and he is taking helm of this one, starring Sasha, Calle, Ben Affleck, Ezra Miller, and Michael Keaton is back as Batman, which a lot of this you have seen in the trailers. So as I said, we have a great setup here that's very time travel heavy, and they played on that very, very well. You get some interesting references to other time travel stories and movies, and really when you kind of build up the play that they did here, it makes sense in what they're doing. But Barry Allen is definitely the star of this, Ezra Miller, and let's just get this out of the way. We know that Ezra Miller has been through a lot over the past few months through the press, and I know that a lot of people are probably going to boycott this movie because of that. I've seen a lot of people state that they just refuse to watch it, and it's a tough decision. If you follow the 241 Studios, I used to do a live show with them, and we've talked a lot about this, but I really wanted to see this. I still don't know. You know, there's a lot. We don't really need to get into that, but I have to say I really enjoyed Ezra Miller's performance here. He puts a lot of heart into this, and you can really see it. And there's a lot of comedy elements within this. It's a pretty funny movie, and it's really smart how they play on this, because the Flash is such an interesting character where, from what we've seen, definitely comes off as this obnoxious person, and the way they utilize these multiple Barry Allen characters kind of owns that and kind of realizes, like, okay, I see what other people are seeing in this, and the way they can play on that throughout the rest of the runtime of this movie really, really works. Now, getting into these other characters that we have, Michael Keaton as Batman is incredible, and it made me so happy to see DC bring Michael Keaton back for this role, because I'm such a huge fan of Batman and Batman Returns. These are movies that I grew up with and got to see in the theater. So being able to see Michael Keaton back again on the big screen as Batman was a very special moment. And now that we have this newer technology, they were able to do things with this character that they couldn't have done in the past. Even though they did some really cool things with Batman in Batman 89 and Batman Returns, but the things that they did in this movie were really, really special, really, really awesome, and are some of the best moments to see on screen. We also have Sasha Calle coming in. I believe, if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize, but coming in as Supergirl, and for what we get with the story and what they do with this character, I enjoyed. I wish they could have done more. And I won't get into, once you watch this movie, you'll understand once you see. But everything that we get with this character and what they do with the character, with the story and what they're doing, to me it worked, and I enjoyed all these moments. Story-wise, I did enjoy it. I think what they did with the time travel aspect and how things kind of play out is interesting enough. And it leaves questions, and it does have me wondering, like, where is this really going to go? Because we know Gunn is about to come in and kind of reboot the DC franchise, so they do enough here that's like, man, I really want to know what's going to happen next. But also at the same time, it's, where is this really going to go? So past these things, we do get some other pretty incredible moments. If you've seen the trailer, you know Ben Affleck is in this, and I got to hype on Batman because the Batman moments in this are really cool. The intro sequences with the Flash is really fun, and there's things that happen with infants that are pretty wild, but it's just, I don't know, it's entertaining, but it's suspenseful as well, and it had me on the edge of my seat. And there's some also really incredible moments that happen at the end that for the audience I had was clapping and cheering through all of them. And it was a pretty special moment. Now, getting into the negatives, honestly, for me, the biggest issues I had were with the CGI. It's weird because we know that this movie has gone through some reshoots. It's been delayed. There's all the Ezra Miller stuff. And it seems like they've had plenty of time to work on this. And from the reviews that I've seen, they do bring up the CGI. I kind of feel like they're downplaying it. And this is where I'm wondering if there's different versions of this movie being shown, because for me, I gotta say, like 80 to 90% of this was just bad in terms of CGI. It stood out way too much, like a sore thumb, and it just felt like they had the time to work on this and they should have fixed these things. So I'm hoping that this being an early release just means that like maybe we'll get a more refined version coming out in the next week, or at least when this comes out to digital release and physical release. And that's really the biggest nitpick that I have with this, was that the CGI just stands out way too much. But in regards with this being very much a fan service film, with all of the various cameos, these new characters, bringing Keaton in, for the story that they're doing, I think it works, and I really enjoyed it. This is definitely one of my favorite DC movies now. I can't wait to see it again. Curious to see how that may change with ranking. I think it's a solid movie. Is it a perfect movie? No, there's definitely some issues that you'll see in this that can be fixed, and I wish they were fixed. But it's such a fun movie. It's a great watch. I think everyone, if you're a DC fan, if you're a Michael Keaton Batman fan, I think you're going to have a blast with this. The Flash is someone I didn't really grow up with. I grew up with Batman and Spider-Man, Superman. So seeing this as like a first Flash movie was pretty special experience, and I'm so glad I got to see it last night. So for The Flash, I'm going to give The Flash an 8 out of 10. I probably could have gone 9, but man, the graphics were really rough, and there is some characters in here I wish got a little bit more screen time, a little bit more polish with. But 8 out of 10, really good movie, and my ranking could definitely change, but this is one that could continue to be within my top 10 for the year. I believe it's in the top 10 right now. Go check out my letterbox. You can follow me there. But if you saw The Flash, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Would love to talk about this. Let's try to keep it spoiler-free until this movie hits its official release next week. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I'll be back. I've been seeing a lot of movies. I still need to talk about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I've seen that twice, and I can't wait to talk about it. I've also seen The Boogeyman and a few others, and I can't wait to check out Transformers Rise of the Beast. So be sure to subscribe and like. I'll try to be getting more reviews out soon. A lot of great summer flicks coming out right now, and I definitely want to talk more about them. But until next time, hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you soon.